turn off to go to Kings Canyon. The resort, which is where we're going, is 165, and this way to Alice Springs is 513. That's doing the loop. What's it called, Joey?
The Mereenie Loop.
Mereenie Loop. I think it's going to be pretty rough.
Corrugated.
Yes. Coming up to a floodway, and it looks like there's a lot of soil sand that has been washed across the road. Something that I didn't expect to see, but you'd have to be careful at night. Yep.
We're coming into Kings Creek Station. You can see all the ranges around. They're quite beautiful.
They've been there for a few years.
Yeah.
Looks like they've got helicopter flights here.
Scenic flights.
Kings Creek Station. Looks like we've got everything here. I believe there's some camels around here somewhere too. So at Kings Creek Station stop, we've got Donkey here. His mates out the back. We've got the camels. And then we've got another couple of camels over there. And they've got a really great little shop in there. We just had a nice burger and some yummo chips. We didn't have the camel burger because we felt too sorry for the little camels down there. But food's great, and diesel isn't such a bad price considering you're in the middle of nowhere. Kings Canyon Resort is quite big. We've got a powered site there with water, and we've got a bit of gravel there. If you're over in the dust, it wouldn't be as nice. They put chains on the bins so the dingoes can't get them. They've got a really good ablution area there with hot showers, some trees, picnic areas. There you go. There you go. What's for tea? Kings Canyon, just sussing it out for an early morning walk tomorrow.
Take some snacks, take along the way to get your energy levels up.
This is the rim walk here. Just walked down to the sunset viewing picnic area at Kings Canyon. There's nobody here, there's heaps of barbecues and toilets. And I'm just enjoying a nice sunset. Get up nice and early before it gets too hot. This is the start of my rim walk. If I don't come back in a few hours, please send out search parties. We've got a good day today. The sky's got a few clouds in it, so it shouldn't be too hot. Just get the Radox bath ready.
Please pay attention to the messages in the safety video and the signage around.
I don't know what Travelling Like Kings was saying about being at steep. This looks pretty flat to me. And I reckon that's the steep walk to get to the top. So you've got a choice here of doing the creek walk down that way or the Kings Canyon rim walk up that way. I know I'd rather go that way, but I have to go that way. Okay, so this is the start of our climb. You wouldn't want to be doing this after a few beers. These guys down here are getting their nerve up, but they're having a go now. So we're about halfway there. We parked the car down there, and we've come up the slope here. That's the walking track along the creek, and there's Kings Canyon. Very spectacular. Well done to the guys who've actually cemented these steps in. It's made it a lot easier. Got a little motto going here. Let's keep me going. You're travelling like kings can make it, I can make it. You're travelling like kings can make it, I can make it. I hope. Nearly there. So this is just over the other side of where we came up. We've actually got these safety walkie-talkies here with defibrillators here. I really feel like one now, but I think I might just make it. And there's the car park right down there. So they've actually got first aid boxes over there if you need them, and also it looks like a helicopter evacuation point. Water would actually come off both sides of this gorge and then run down here, and that's why there's so much green vegetation. So it's actually hard to believe these are actually old sand dunes. So I've just come through this cutting and you can just feel the wind coming up here. It's just so cool after doing that uphill climb. So that's our car park down there. We've made our way up, and then when you come across here you can actually see another landing down there, and I think that's the Garden of Eden. If you look carefully you can see a guy right over there on the cliff. It's just like a little ant. Well, actually there's two, you can see them moving. What's really amazing is how these sheer cliffs are just so cut straight down. It looks a bit like a quarry, but obviously it's not. So a pessimist would say that we've done 2 kilometres, an optimist would say that we've only got 2 kilometres to go. But unfortunately that's not true. So check it out this way. Infrastructure here is really good. They've gone to a lot of trouble putting steps in. I would hate to have actually done it before they put the steps in. Unfortunately, going downstairs means that you've got to go up the other side. Also got a gate here. And I'd say this will be the end of the anti-clockwise walk. Yeah, and of south walking return walk. So we've got surveillance cameras here somewhere. I don't know where. Hi. This would have started off as a little crack, and as erosion came down, it actually opened up to a large gorge. Downhill, hopefully from here. It's got a couple of creek crossings, and hopefully we'll see the car soon. So after doing the gorge so far, you can actually do the Giles track, which is 22 kilometres, 2 days one way. Well, I was thinking about doing it, but no, I think I'll just get back down to my car. On the final leg now, just downhill to the car park. Well, that's it, made it back to the car park. Still got 2 legs and 1 head, and yeah, it's quite a popular walk. I've been very lucky today with the weather. Good job. This is our second walk for the day.
That's your second walk.
It's my second walk for the day. It's Jo's first walk for the day because she slept in.
No, I didn't.
Oh, well, you were in bed when I left. We're doing the Kings Creek walk, which is a 2 kilometre, 1 hour return, which will go right up the centre of Kings Canyon. And we'll actually get to see the canyon from below, which will be pretty cool. No flies on you, Joey. You're sporting your new fly net.
Yes, I can't swat flies and walk with poles at the same time.
Luckily we've got 2 sets, one we leave in the cruiser and one we have in the caravan. Is that right?
Yep.
That's why I went this morning up the top for the rim walk, right around. And this is where we're going for the creek walk. So we'll be able to look up and see what I saw from above today. We've actually made it to the end of the river walk, and they've got this structure here so that you can actually have a look around, and then you look straight up here into the mouth of the Kings Canyon. and that's the rim walk up the top that I did this morning. But you've got these little animals down here. Now, I must admit, when I first came up those stairs, I saw this guy, and I wasn't sure if he was real or not. And through my fly netting, I couldn't actually see if he was breathing or not. But they've got quite a few interesting little sculptures here. And then, look at that sculpture there. She's that tired that she's become stone.
I'm still alive.
Yeah,
that was an easy walk.
It was an easy walk. And these are the zebra finches, similar to the ones we saw over at the Olgas. We actually leave Kings Canyon Resort. We do the Mereenie Loop road. We'll have to prepare for that. And then we're making our way back along to Ellery Creek waterhole here.
So we've just come off the bitumen road onto the first part of the Mereenie Loop. The bitumen's just there. And we're just going to let the air down and see how we go.
Airing down to 35 psi in the back and 25 to the
I've taped up some of the vents just to try and eliminate some of the dust inside. Hopefully it works. If not, just have to do a bit of a clean up when we get there. I did the door too, so we'll see what happens.
So we've actually got a bit of bitumen here. We aired down the tyres down to 25 psi on the caravan, 25 psi at the front of the cruiser, and I left the rear tyres on the cruiser at 35. It looks like they put bitumen in areas where there's probably a safety issue, so we're going up a bit of a hill here, and let's see how long it lasts. So this is Morris Pass. You're allowed to stop here for 24 hours. We've just stopped here to have a quick look. I'd say that it probably would have been pretty full last night, but people have moved on. This is the ungraded section of the Mereenie Loop road. There's some fairly boggy sort of patches, and corrugations don't seem to be too much of a problem at the moment, but you've just got to keep your wits about you. Like in the distance I can see some dust, so there'll be someone heading our way. So obviously if you're going to hit a crest or something like that, you need to make sure that you're aware of someone coming. Lines on the side here, which is triangle little dots in the middle, and what they're doing is actually warning us about these sort of dips. If you hit that at speed, you'd be in a bit of trouble.
Okay, we've just come into the graded area. The 42 kilometres from Kings Canyon end is ungraded, but apparently the next section has been graded, which is, as you can see, much smoother.
Coming up behind you, grader.
Yeah, I'll see you.
Thanks so much.
Enjoy your day.
Donkey.
Hey little fella. Where you going?
Hello, donkey. See ya. We've hit the bitumen, but I think it's only for a minute. Here comes the gravel again.
Check out all the grass trees there. There's heaps of them. On your side, Joey.
I can see a couple. I think we've hit the bitumen.
Time to air up.
So Graham's airing up the last tyre.
I tell you what, it's pretty good when you've got a little stool to sit on. It saves your back.
I had a look in the van. It wasn't too bad actually. There was a few bits of shavings and a couple of things that unravelled, but otherwise it was pretty good.
We're up at Tyler's Pass Lookout. It's just off the main road, but you can actually look south and see a beautiful range down there. The road in here is pretty cool for motorbike riders. There's some campers.
Going past Mount Zeal, I think that's how you say it, and that's the tallest mountain in Northern Territory.
First river crossing.
It's more like a puddle.
Our first puddle crossing.
That'll wet the wheels, make them muddy. This is our camping permit to get into Ellery Creek Big Hole. It's $4 per adult. Book online before you come. And it's number 11 that we're in. So we're coming up to it soon.
Ellery Creek Big Hole. West McDonald's National Park.
We're coming in closer to the camp now. It's about 2 kilometres from the turn off. Nice road in.
See here where the water has actually washed all the sand, so they've had to actually cut back through to keep the road. This is Ellery Gorge Big Hole. Got a few people down here today having a swim. Apparently it's cold at first, but there's a couple of warm patches that actually go through. Absolutely beautiful. Sun sitting behind the rocks. So the path down is all paved, so it's actually definitely wheelchair access, and that goes right up to the car park, so you get down quite easy. So we saw quite a few people actually having a swim. Do you reckon we'll have a go in the morning, Joey?
I think we'll get in the morning.
I reckon that could be our morning bath, and that'll be quite good.
Be very refreshing and cold, but
yeah. We'll probably
lovely.
talk with high-pitched voices, but
You
mine
might.
will be anyway.
I
We're doing a walk along this riverbed here. Our camp's just up there, and it's actually pretty hard going because there's lots of rocks and sand. So we're going to cut through here. There's Joey over there. She's trudging on like a trooper. You can see that there's been water here because all this debris has been washed up against the trees. Water's been quite high here. Although we're up on this sort of secondary floodplain here, you can see the water has been that high. So that's that'll be the secondary floodplain over there. Check out the top of that rocky outcrop there. You've got the tree and the fern, the ancient fern, and then over here there's some really good rocks, and some more up along that ridgeline. And there's Joey. The road into Ellery Camp is really well maintained. They deal with washouts all the time, and obviously they put new rock on this part here. There's decent culverts, but you can see here how the water has actually come down and gone through the culvert and blocked it to the other side. So it must be pretty powerful when it's the river's flooding and you've got all the water running off the entrance. Can you see him flying? He might come this way. Probably looking for a mouse. Here's a closer view of how the sand from the river has actually washed down over the road. They've had to get a front end loader, I'd say, to actually restore the track through. A lot of sand there. We're coming down to Big Hole to let Joey go for a swim. I don't really feel like going for a swim yet.
You're too scared.
Oh, I'm too scared, but
Cold.
somebody has to be sensible and somebody needs to be the lifeguard. So I'll be the lifeguard. I'll keep my lookout for crocodiles and sharks, and you can have a swim. Should be good. Looks nice. I reckon it'll be warmer on the other side because this is in the shade. I reckon it gets pretty cold. What do you reckon?
I'll tell you after I've been in.
Okie dokie. And look, water safety. Somebody's left their pants behind. Oh, she's getting ready for action.
It's cool.
That's cool.
It's not too bad.
Oh, good. A little bit more scenic than Bendigo East Pool. Now she's showing off. I think the crow's heckling from up there. So Joey was in the water for probably just under 15 minutes. And what did you think about it, Joey?
Absolutely beautiful. It was cold, but it was refreshing, and I could have stayed in longer because it gets warmer after you've been in there. But it was the most refreshing thing I've done today.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm still glad I didn't go this time, but there will be other times that I go and you don't.
I don't know. In the water, I don't think so.
No. Oh, well. Good job. This is site number 11. We've got our 22 footer in here, and I'll just... That's that area there. You've got some gas barbecues, which is really cool. You've got some shelter area here. You can only put fires in the fireplaces that they provide. Which over here, fairly big. The best site if you're just staying for the day and you don't want to take your caravan off would be number 8, and that's over here. So it's basically along the road, and these people had their car on, they've just unhitched and gone. Most of the other ones are fairly small and at sort of different angles. So this one here, there's 2 sites here. Just be careful with the barbecues. I saw a lot of birds in that picking the scraps up in the morning, so if you're going to use the barbies, make sure you clean them up. Toilets over here, very clean with toilet paper, and the rangers here now actually cleaning them. There's security cameras there, and there's also lights that come on in the middle of the night when you use them. But as I said, number 11's good. This one here is number 2. It's probably a little bit bigger than ours, but we still actually got it in.